Hello, I'm Tom Turner. I'm proud to have been a member of the Landscape Institute for 53 years and, like most members, was disappointed that the candidate who won last year's election won't be our next president. I was looking forward to his promoting the landscape profession in the many ways he set out on YouTube during the campaign. Yesterday, I heard that the Landscape Institute is seeking help from a firm of reputation management consultants. The cost will add thousands to a reportedly six-figure sum spent on legal fees in dismissing the President-elect. But, by jingo, our Institute's reputation needs some good management. I'm going to read a letter from 6 of our distinguished past presidents. As a terrific believer in the good that landscape architecture can do for the environment and for society, I hope the reputation consultants will advise the Institute to listen to its past presidents. I regret that the LI declined to send it to members. Here's what the PPLIs wrote. Dear colleague, Brodie McAllister was voted President-elect of the Landscape Institute in June 2021. You have been informed by the LI that he will not become president. This happened because the LI made his position untenable, which is without precedent in the Institute's 93-year existence. Like us, you will want to know more about how and why this came about. We do know that a very large sum of money has been paid to the Institute's solicitors to carry out a 5-month investigation of the President-elect's actions. Like us, you will want to know how much is being spent and who authorised the expenditure. We do know that no funds have been afforded to the President-elect for his defence. The LI has claimed that the results of its investigations demonstrate that the President-elect has brought the Institute into public disrepute. Like us, you will want to know how that is plausible, given that the President-elect's actions and the investigation have remained confidential. By overturning a democratic election, it is the LI management which risks bringing public disrepute upon our profession. A group of past presidents and senior members of the profession made several efforts to head off the crisis and received dismissive responses. We are asking that you join us in calling for an extraordinary general meeting to discuss these points. Our concerns are: 1. Due process and the principles of natural justice were not followed. Hal Mogridge has written an appendix listing these points. 2. The solicitors' 2 reports on the investigation have not been released, but we understand the main points to be: A. The President-elect asked a question about the President's stipend. B. The President-elect made a joke about a musician, Prince, which was taken to be an insult to the Privy Council. C. The President-elect is accused of and rejects an accusation that he was responsible for the use of an inappropriate avatar name in an internal Teams meeting. D. The President-elect was unhappy that an earlier complaint from which he was fully exonerated had been made against him by the board. Together, the investigations have dragged on the best part of a year, in which the President-elect should have been preparing to take office. We deem these complaints to be trivial and believe they should have been dealt with by a faster, fairer and cheaper alternative, mediation or arbitration. 3. The action against the President-elect was taken under LI Regulation 21. It states that a trustee can only be removed in exceptional circumstances, such as if, in the reasonable opinion of the Council, the behaviour of the trustee has damaged or is likely to damage the reputation of the Institute. In our view, A. The President-elect is of good character and has served the LI in many capacities over many years, which is why he was chosen by the members. B. The circumstances of this case are not exceptional. C. Internal communications cannot damage the public reputation of the Institute. D. The action to remove a person who is elected by the membership may cause serious damage to the public reputation of the Landscape Institute. E. Overturning election results is bad democratic practice and will discourage potential candidates from standing in future elections. As it approaches its 100th anniversary and deals with issues of global importance, the Landscape Institute is in great need of strong, imaginative and compassionate leadership. 4. We are profoundly of the view that membership income held by charity should be spent on promoting the ways in which the landscape profession can benefit the environment and society. We believe that the members' choice of the next president should stand, and that there should be an independent inquiry, like the RICS Alison Levitt Review, into the LI's actions. Would you support us in making this request? Yours faithfully, Hal Mogridge, PPLI. Merrick Denton Thompson, PPLI. Brian Clouston, PPLI. Tim Gale, PPLI. Alan Tate, PPLI. And Richard Burden, PPLI. You can find a summary of past President Jane Finley's letter to members and the text of the past President's letter on the Landscape Architecture Association website. Thanks for listening.